There, how are you doing? Team Nokia Pausa here, and in this video we will do hands-on with uh, Android 9 Pie Beta, the first beta build that HMD has released to Nokia 6.1 Plus. So Nokia 6.1 Plus has become the second device after Nokia 7 Plus to test Android Pie. So it's a beta build, but it has not come through the developer preview. So I mean, obviously, if it's not through developer preview, it's a beta build, so it would be more stable and with less bugs as compared to the developer preview. So if you remember that Nokia 7 Plus had some rough experience with initial developer preview builds, but later the beta builds were much more stable and much more consistent and smooth. So Nokia 6.1 Plus, since it gets the beta builds only, so obviously the experience will be much better, much consistent, and much more I mean much smoother actually. So what we will do in this video is, first we will take you through the major features and changes that Android 9 Pie brings to Nokia 6.1 Plus, and then we will also talk about any bugs or any major issues uh, if faced on Nokia 6.1 Plus with Android 9 Pie. So, starting with the major changes and um, features. So, the first and very important change that Android 9 Pie brings to Nokia 6.1 Plus is in terms of how we now navigate or how we do the navigation. So, that has totally changed. If you may know that Android 9 Pie is supposed to bring the gesture navigation. So how it actually works is that you can only see a small, one button here at the bottom. So there the buttons, back buttons, and the multitasking buttons are gone. This is the only button that you will see, and how you, navigate. We will quickly show it to you. So you just have to swipe up, and so like from here, if you just swipe up on this button, it will bring the multitasking UI, and multitasking UI has also changed. So I mean, now you don't see the card UI that you earlier used to see. Now it's more, more traditional actually. So Google has gone from its own special way of card, like decked card multitasking to the traditional one. So this kind of multitasking cards were seen on Windows Phone and iOS. So now I'm not sure how, what prompted Google to go this way. For me, if you ask me, I always liked the decked card version of multitasking that we had on Android. So now here, once you are here, you may see that uh, now swiping left or right does not cancel any card. For canceling any card, you have to swipe up, and that in that way you can actually cancel any card. If you tap on top of this, you will see two options here: app info and split screen. You tap on this and you will enter the split screen actually. So this is how it works. Okay. So swiping up brings the multitasking screen, and swiping up again opens the app list or the app tray. So this is how the app tray looks like. Another change in the app tray is what you would not be able to see now, something called app actions. So what are app actions? So these are like predictions which tell you that what will be your next action. So let's say if I talk to a contact or message a contact frequently, then that will appear here. So that currently you would not be able to see on this Nokia 6.1 Plus, but if you use it for some time, then the predictions start appearing in the app list. So as you can understand, it's a big change actually in terms of navigation. You have to change your habit. Even for the multitasking, as I just mentioned, now the multitasking, canceling the card does not work in that way. Entering the split screen has become different. So it's quite different. And one thing you can notice quickly here, that as soon as you open an app, the back button starts appearing. So now the back button is appearing here. So if you want to master this navigation, it's in a way quite intuitive as well. So you go here, you enter the multitasking screen. You want to come back from multitasking screen, you will have to follow it, swipe down. So swipe up and swipe down. So if you keep swiping up, you will delete the app card and close the app. If you swipe back, the app opens. So this is how the navigation works actually. And in case if you are not happy with this navigation, you want to revert to the older one, the traditional or like the navigation that you see on Oreo, you can do that as well. So for doing that, you need to go to gestures, go to system, gestures, and under the gestures you see this swipe up on home button. So as soon as you disable this, you will get your traditional I mean three button navigation here. You, if you enable it, again you get the navigation, the Android Pie navigation. So I mean it depends. I have been like since I'm using Android Pie Nokia 7 Plus already, so I have become habitual to you, and now it's difficult if I try to use Oreo. Sometime I just try to cancel it, like going to swiping left or right, but that does not work. So it is a bit funny, but yes, you get habitual to this. So this is one huge change. So Google has changed how you navigate or how you play with Android after a long, long time, after all those Android iterations. So I mean that takes a bit of time in sinking in. Now coming to more visual changes. So Android Pie lots brings lots of visual changes. So one is this: the navigation has changed a lot. The total experience has changed around the navigation. Now coming to other visual changes, you see that now this Google search bar is pinned to the bottom. So that is one very like change which for which I think like 50-50. Some may like it, some may not. So this is one. And then another, you will notice that this time and date widget now shows the weather as well. So it will show the weather actually. So that is like more changes. And now if you go to the action center, notification center, you will notice entire like big change in terms of design. It has been totally redesigned. The icons have changed. Everything looks different, again, I mean they're like 50-50, whether you may like it or you may not. But if you're updating to Android 9 Pie, you will have to live with it. Not only this, if you can see the slider, the brightness slider has changed. It looks different, feels different. So as I said, lots of visual changes. And if you are like comparing mentally to the Android Oreo 8.1.0, so the I mean if you go to Android 8.1.0, so when you change this wallpaper, the theme changes from like currently we have light theme. If I go here, if I change the wallpaper to darker one, then theme should also change, and that works here with Pi as well. But I'll just take you there that you have more control. So now I have changed the wallpaper to darker shade. So you can see that now the entire like app list has changed. In color it has become dark. Similarly, the I mean the action center will also change. It will become dark. If you go to the lock screen, you will see the same thing. It will change as well. So the lock screen has also changed. So I mean, while it is same that same behavior that you see on an Oreo 8.1.0, what has changed is when you go to display, you get an option to actually do it. So now you can actually control it. You can just fix it whether you want to be automatic based on wallpaper, or you want it to be light always or dark always. So Android 9 Pie, this kind of brings more option based on what kind of wallpaper you choose, or whether you want a dark theme across the UI, or you want a light theme. So you can actually choose. You can choose. So which is I think is quite interesting. And when we have now come to setting, you will see that even in settings, the icons have changed. It all looks more colorful actually, if you ask me. And if you enter the settings, you will see more changes actually here. But before going deep into settings, I'll obviously like to show you more here. So there is one more way now to take a screenshot. So now this power menu has got one screenshot option as well. So the traditional screenshot taking option works. Then you have a screenshot taking option here by using this icon, and you have a third screenshot option. So by going to the power menu, you can quickly take a screenshot. Now, once you have taken the screenshot, Android 9 Pie brings more option to you. So you can now edit the screenshot. And when you edit it, you see that there are options of choosing filters. Then you have option of using your own kind of logic to build a filter like light, color, pop, etc. And you can do more actually. You can reset, rotate, etc., etc. So these many things you can do with screenshot, and Android 9 Pie brings these features, new features. Now, one more thing that I would like to quickly show it to you. Now, if you try to increase the volume by using the volume rocker, so you see only one option here. So for getting more options, you have to tap on this settings, and it will take you to the sound option. So media volume, call, whatever. Like now you can set the volume and other settings here. So this is like these are one of the most kind of visible changes and the changes that you would be using like day in and out. So that's why I wanted to show it to you. Now coming to more changes, there is one more change which I would really like to show it to you. So let's say if I go to search, and now you will notice. So now you can notice here the magnification. Let me zoom in a bit so you will be able to see it in a better way. So now if I go here, so you notice that there is a magnification on the text when I try to access it. So this was one feature which was available on iOS, and now it has come to Android. And this is one interesting and useful feature because it will show it to you which text you are looking at, and it will magnify it. So this actually enhances the usability, and for that reason I really like this change. Okay, apart from this, there are many more changes that Android 9 Pie brings, and like few of the changes. One is called slices, and another is digital well-being. So these are two features which are still in beta, and Google has not released it to other devices. So uh, while slices are not here, I can kind of try to show you what slices actually mean. So let's say if you search an app like Ola Cabs, or you search here, there should be one small piece of information in a rectangular way here which will tell you more about it. So you can do more from using that slice. So as I said, slices are not available officially, so you would not see it, but that is also coming with Android 9 Pie. And coming to the digital well-being, so digital well-being is also not available officially. It's still in beta, but by installing the APK, you would be able to get it. So you can go to nokiapower.com and download and install the APK, and you would be able to get it. So we have it here. So digital well-being is here, and it's a very important feature. When I say it's an important feature, so uh, while usability wise it's very important, and it actually goes and related to every app. So what Google wanted to do with digital well-being is to give back time to you, so that you are not you don't become a slave of the technology or slave of your mobile phone. So by using digital well-being, you can actually define how much time you don't want to get disturbed by notification and other stuff. So like it will show if you go to every app. So the do not disturb has become much enhanced. So uh, in the dashboards it will show how much time is being used, how much screen time is being used by which app. And uh, not only that, if you use do not disturb, you can see that now it controls the behaviors of sound and vibration, notification. So these all you can control. So when you switch on the do not disturb, you can actually define whether you want to be I mean, use it for touch sounds. You want to use for alarms, media. So whatever items I allow here, even if do not disturb is on, those items will disturb me. But I switch it on, toggle it on, I would not be disturbed by all these. So similarly for notifications. So here it's like a custom setting. So what I want to do when I'm in do not disturb mode, how I don't want to get disturbed. So all you can set here. There are various settings. Exceptions. So I can allow I can allow calls from only contacts and everyone. So it's a kind of feature which we have earlier seen on like Windows Phone. So I mean, there they have the similar kind of setting where for a time being you would not get disturbed by settings, I mean, not by notifications, calls, messages, etc. But then there was a circle which used to allow you to, be like informed by your contact nearby, I mean, near and dear ones. So here also you can actually kind of set that you want to receive the call from your contacts, allow repeat callers, so that these things you can set. So while as I said, the motto or the purpose behind digital well-being is that when you don't want to get disturbed, you don't get disturbed. You get your life out of this digital digital, what can I say, like, so uh, you want to get out of this digital world and you want to get and enjoy your real life. So how to set that? So I mean, that's why the do not disturb has been enhanced a lot. You see how you can control the behavior, you can control the exceptions, you can also set the schedule, what time you would not want to get disturbed. So all these things you can do. I'm trying to go into so much detail because I really have liked this feature. So this feature actually really allows you to get more out of your life and get less disturbed by this kind of notifications, calls, messages, etc. Okay, so this is more about digital well-being, and as I said, this actually is now it goes in all the applications. So I will try to show it to you quickly. If you go to any of the apps, let's say if I go to Google, so here you see this time spent in app. So this tells me that I have in a day, or I mean on average, used this much time, so 3 minutes this week. So this much time I have used, or like what can I say, invested in this app. So here this is the beauty of digital well-being, that it allows you to, in the dashboard now you can go and see which apps you are using the most, how much time you are actually investing in any app, and you can control it. So this is like these are the major features that are there in Android 9 Pie, and the beta is here, as I said, the first beta for Nokia 6.1 plus. And till now you may have already kind of felt that the first beta build on Nokia 6.1 plus is really stable. It is not having, or it does not have any deal breaking kind of issues and bugs. I'm really liking this build. I mean, for the first build, for the first beta, it is quite good actually. Coming to one thing which is very important, which is battery life. The battery life for me has been very, very good. And here also you can see something called adaptive battery. So this is one feature that Android 9 Pie brings, and it is very important. It actually, I mean, allows you to have the optimized battery life, and the system itself controls the apps which consume more battery. It will ask you to kind of restrict those apps by showing a notification. So this is also very, very important feature. And as I said, the battery life has been very, very good on this first beta. So I took a bit of time for like playing with Android 9 Pie on Nokia 6.1 plus, and so far I'm really enjoying it. I will recommend, if you have a Nokia 6.1 plus, go for this beta build, and I mean, you can share your experience with us. So for now we come to end of this video. Hope you have liked this video. It has been a long video actually, because there are many features and we wanted to at least demo the major features to you. But hope you have liked this video. I mean, share your opinion in comments. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.